Hi there, Mary here. Quick question to start us off. What if a few tiny, easy habits each day could help you feel more energized and connected, even after 70? No big promises, just small, steady routines that many older adults say make a real difference. Stick with me for the next few minutes, and I'll share 5 short stories from seniors who've built simple, daily routines that help them thrive. First, here's how this video will run. I'll tell 5 mini stories. Each one focuses on a single part of the day: a morning ritual, a midday habit, a social habit, an evening ritual, and a hobby time routine. After each story, I'll give you one clear takeaway you can try. Then, I'll combine everything into a checklist you can use tomorrow, and finish with a few tips on how to personalize these habits so they stick. Think of this as a gentle guide to a daily routine for seniors and some practical habits for active older adults. Ready? Let's begin. Meet Joan. Joan is 74 and she starts every morning with something she calls a 2-move wake-up. Her kitchen timer goes off, she sits up in bed, and she takes 3 slow, deep breaths. Then she does 2 simple movements: a seated march for 1 minute and a gentle shoulder roll for another minute. After that, she drinks a glass of water and reads 1 paragraph of a magazine she enjoys. It takes less than 5 minutes. But Joan says it gives her a sense of calm and a small achievement before breakfast. She avoids jumping into email or the news right away. She saved that for after her 2 moves. The routine is short enough that she rarely skips it, and it helps her feel like she started her day with kindness toward herself. The takeaway from Joan's morning ritual: begin with a short, achievable movement and a gentle reset. Even 2 minutes counts. Let's move on to the next story. This one is about Ben, who is 78. Ben found that his energy dips in the early afternoon, so he built a simple midday habit he calls the 15-minute sunlight and stretch. After lunch, he takes a 15-minute walk around his block or sits on his front step if the weather is cool. He combines that with 5 light stretches: neck turns, ankle circles, a seated hip stretch, a gentle side bend, and a shoulder lift. He carries a small thermos of tea sometimes. And he makes a point to notice one pleasant thing during the walk: a neighbor's garden, the shape of a cloud, a bird. For Ben, this short reset breaks up the day, gives a mild boost of movement, and helps him return to the afternoon feeling a bit more alert and more present. The takeaway from Ben's midday habit: schedule a brief walk and a few stretches to refresh your body and mind. Now let me tell you about Marisol. Marisol is 72, and social connection is her anchor. She has a weekly routine she calls Phone and Plant. Every morning she waters her houseplants. They're low maintenance and cheerful. And she follows that with a short phone call or message to a friend or family member. Sometimes it's a quick thinking of you text, and other times it's a 5-minute call to check in and share a laugh. If a call is too much some mornings, she leaves a voice note instead. This small habit keeps her relationships warm and gives her a steady sense of belonging, without needing big time commitments or complicated planning. On days when she feels isolated, that small ritual often brightens the whole afternoon. The takeaway from Marisol's social habit: connect daily in small ways. A call, text, or voice note keeps relationships alive. Next up is Harold's evening ritual. Harold is 80, and he treats the last hour before bed as a slow-down hour. He avoids screens that glow too brightly and turns off vigorous exercise at least 2 hours before bedtime. Instead, he reads a calming book, listens to soft music, or does a short gratitude practice where he names 2 things from the day he appreciated. He also keeps the bedroom cool and comfortable and drinks a small cup of herbal tea about 30 minutes before lights out. This routine helps him unwind without needing complicated sleep tools. Harold doesn't expect perfect sleep every night, but he says this ritual helps him fall asleep more gently and wake feeling a little less rattled. The takeaway from Harold's evening ritual: create a gentle, consistent wind-down that prepares your mind and body for rest. Finally, meet Diane. Diane is 76 and she makes time every afternoon for hobby time focus. 30 to 45 minutes dedicated to a hobby she loves. For Diane, it's watercolor painting. For others, it might be gardening, woodworking, knitting, or learning a new language. The key is setting a small, protected block of time and putting everything else aside. She keeps her supplies in one accessible box so she can start quickly, and she uses a simple timer to keep the session manageable. Diane doesn't aim for perfection. She aims for enjoyment and a sense of progress. Many seniors tell me that this kind of focused hobby time brings joy, keeps the brain engaged, and gives them something to look forward to each day. The takeaway from Diane's hobby time routine: protect a short, regular block for an enjoyable hobby. Consistency matters more than duration. Now that you've heard the 5 stories, let's bring it all together into a single simple checklist you can try tomorrow. Think of these as tiny habits you can stack into a day. Start your morning with a mini ritual. Sit up, take 3 slow breaths, do 1 minute of gentle movement and 1 minute of a simple stretch, and drink a glass of water. Add a midday reset. Spend 15 minutes outside if possible. Walk or sit in sunlight and do 5 light stretches. Notice one pleasing thing in your surroundings. Keep connections simple. Reach out to one person every day. A phone call, text, or voice message, even if it's just a quick hello. Create a calm evening wind-down. Turn off bright screens an hour before bed. Enjoy a relaxing activity like reading or music, and name 2 things you appreciated from the day. Block hobby time. Reserve 30 to 45 minutes for a hobby you love. Keep supplies handy and use a timer so the habit stays bite-sized. You don't have to do all of these perfectly. Try 1 or 2 for a week and see how they fit. Many seniors report feeling more energized or connected after making small changes like these, and the key is making them tiny enough that they're easy to repeat. A few quick tips to personalize and keep these routines consistent. First, start tiny. If 15 minutes outside feels too long, try 5. Second, pair a new habit with something you already do. For example, do your 2-minute morning move right after you turn off your alarm. That pairing helps habits stick. Third, make it pleasant. Choose music, a favorite mug, or a comfortable chair so the routine feels like a treat, not a chore. Fourth, be flexible. If you miss a day, skip the guilt and pick up tomorrow. Consistency is built over weeks, not nights. And finally, track very simply. A calendar checkmark or a note in a journal can be motivating. Before we close, I want to remind you that these routines aren't medical prescriptions. They're small habits many older adults find helpful for feeling more engaged and energized. If you have health concerns, talk with your healthcare provider about what's right for you. You don't need to overhaul your life. Start with one small thing you can do tomorrow morning. Maybe Joan's 2-move wake-up or Ben's 15-minute sunlight stroll, and see how it feels. Little wins add up, and routines can become comforting anchors in your day. If you found these stories useful, please like this video and subscribe so we can share more daily routine ideas for seniors and habits for active older adults. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What small habit would you try first? Or share a routine that works well for you. Thanks for spending this time with me. Take care, be kind to yourself, and I'll see you next time.